Hey, Olga from Russian for Fun here again, and welcome to Lesson 6 of the easiest Russian course for complete beginners. Today, no new Russian letters for now. Just some practice with the 14 we already met. But don't skip this lesson. We are about to learn our first Russian reading rule here. And of course, new Russian words and phrases are definitely on the menu today. Okay, no more talking. Let's jump right into the lesson and give our little Russian letters a good workout. We'll kick things off with some Russian male and female names. They are easy to read. They'll help you remember the letters we already met. They are a great way to warm up. Okay, now the names will show up on the screen one at a time. And your job? Try to read them before I say the answer. It'll keep your memory kick in. Let's begin. You'll have only 3 seconds to read the word. Iya. And again, iya. Maya. One more time. Maya. Ada. Again, Ada. Ida. Once again, Ida. Lola. Let's say it again. Lola. Lada. Let's repeat. Lada. Allah. Again, Allah. Mlada. Let's try again. Mlada. Luka. Once again, Luka. Max. One more time. Max. And the last name? Stas. One last time. Stas. Nice job! You just read real Russian names, using only the letters you've learned. That's not a small thing. Your brain is already getting used to reading Russian. That's cool. Just like I promised at the start, it's time to meet our very first Russian reading rule. So, here's the rule. If you see the letter E after a consonant, the consonant becomes soft. That's it. Okay, let's take a female name as an example. Look at it. You see, in this word, the letter E comes after the consonant M. So the consonant M softens like this. Me, 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 instead of M. So this female name is pronounced like this. Mila, 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 me, me, soft M, soft M, me. Now let's look at more names where E softens the consonant before it. The first name is Mia. E comes after M. So m gets softened like this. M. So we read this name as Mia with soft m. Mia. Mia. Next up is the name Leah. Since E comes right after L, it softens it. L. That's why we read Leah. 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 Let's take one more name with the letter E after the letter L and read it. Do you want to read it yourself first? No rush. Take a sec to read it. Nice job! You got it. The name is Lida. 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 L. Okay, now let's read a male name with the letter E after the letter D. D. D becomes soft here. D. D. So we have Dima. 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 D. We are going over this a lot because it's very important to get this rule. It'll make reading and writing in Russian much easier later on. Okay, let's go back on track and read the next name with the letter D before the letter E. As we already know, D becomes soft in this case. D. D. Go ahead and try reading this name out loud. That's right. It's pronounced like Dita. 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 D. Now let's try this rule with the letter S. The sound S becomes soft here, like this. S. 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 The name is Sima. 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 Okay, let's continue. Do you remember the male name Max we read earlier? Well, now we are ready to read the full version of this name. And we need our today's reading rule to read the name. The letter E is after the consonant S. S. So it becomes soft like this. S. S. So we have the name Maxim. 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 Okay, let's take the last name for today's reading rule with the consonant T before E. The consonant T becomes soft like this. T. T. Let's read this name together. Tima. And again. Tima. 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 So that's how this rule works with examples. I hope it all makes sense to you, and we are moving on. Remember the letter sh we learned last lesson, and we checked out the word she with it. Today we are gonna look at one more word with the letter sha. Shh. And a phrase with this word, meaning I'm looking for something. Let's look at this phrase closely. And of course, you already nailed the first word. It's yeah. The next word is something new for us, but don't worry. It's actually pretty easy to read. The key thing is to remember that this is the sh sound. And now we are ready to read this word. Let's do it together. Eeshchoo. And again, eeshchoo. One more time, eeshchoo. And the last time, eeshchoo. Now you can read the phrase on your own. Great job! Я ищу. Again, я ищу. Now let's try saying I'm looking for a bag. Since we already know the word bag from our lesson 4, let's remember the word bag in Russian. It's soomka. Once again, soomka. And more natural, soomka. Okay, now we have everything for the phrase I'm looking for a bag, because we don't use any articles in Russian, and that's good news. Also, in Russian, we don't need the preposition for in this phrase, but we do need to change the word soomka a bit, so the phrase sounds more natural. So, what exactly do we do here? Just change the "a" at the end of soomka to "u." And now we've got sumku instead of soomka. That's the form we use in the phrase I'm looking for a bag. Okay, let's take a look at the whole phrase and read it. Я ищу сумку. Let's read it again. Я ищу сумку. Let's read it even faster. Я ищу сумку. And more natural. Я ищу сумку. Great. Now let's try this phrase with another word and say I'm looking for mom, meaning of course my mom. For this phrase, we also need to change the word mama in the same way as we changed the word soomka. We just change the final "a" in mama to "u." So we have mamu instead of mama. And here's the phrase. Я ищу маму. Let's say it again. Я ищу маму. One more time, a bit faster. Я ищу маму. And the last time. Я ищу маму. Okay, let's plug in a new word in this phrase. The female name Lola. How do we change the word to fit the phrase? I'm looking for Lola. Yeah, right. We just change the final "a" to "u." And there it is, the phrase Я ищу Лолу. Я ищу Лолу. Я ищу Лолу. Я ищу Лолу. Alright, that's it for today's lesson. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye!